goes off. So you have to sort of do the space one and then the StreamYard one. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Tell who's ever asking to try right now. I tried something. Wait, what?
Yeah, I said that sound should work now.
So it says I'm using. Wait, is this React or Next.js?
I asked that before.
No, it was Next.js. It just like kind of switched its life around. What did I install?
Sound works now.
Oh, that's good.
Yep, that's an affirmative, Sharon.
That's good. So now we're going to do a quick convert to Next.js. There we go. Why is it using? Okay. So it was Next.js. That's good. But it's okay. So force and legacy, what this means is how would you proceed if you have to install something and it's not compatible? So I like to use legacy. It seems to be easier. So we're going to do that. And that should get us something over here. Yeah. Okay, that happened. Got some new files here. Okay, that's good. Now we have to see if we can install this or it breaks. Okay, so that's not how that works. But this is the new code. So it's good. Okay. So basically, here's the high level understanding of how this works. So this is not the page that we actually need. So that was like my error. So what has to happen is inside components. So if you don't have components, it would be like at and then components. Spelt correct, obviously. And then it wants you to create admin panel. Now, why we do this is because it separates your components from your code and from your pages. So for example, this would go here, and to call that page, it would be this. So you see where it says at components, right? So we can actually, I can show you how this is constructed so you guys can see. So we can delete what the AI did, and we can actually do it manually. So you see how it says components here? I can literally tell it what I want, and it's gonna be fine, and the code will be good. See? This is how you import component to a page in Next.js.
Can I ask you something, Ross? Maybe this is too early to ask, but will we be merging these two? Or will it be?
No, so it's going to act independently, and just when you log in, it's going to show your database stuff.
It's going. So we're going to have two projects. They're going to be both living on GitHub, and it's going to be two on Vercel also.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Why are we doing it that way? So that it doesn't get too complicated?
Well, once we have it working, fully working, we can potentially merge them, but you don't need to.
You don't, because the user doesn't even need access to it. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Nobody does.
Nobody does. You're right. Okay.
So is it on the same database then? So it's two projects using the same database.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So I gave it the new docs of Shadescan because he updated. So there's new stuff. So we need to run all these commands. So yeah, that's gonna be annoying. But let's see if we can run them all together. Is it that cool? Oh, they're all not gonna work? But it just worked for me before. Let's see. Hold on. See, this is where coding kind of gets interesting. So if I go to the ShadeCN website, which is this, because he just changed this, by the way. That's what's funny. I had this problem the other day too. See, that worked. You saw that? So directly from his website, it works. So I wonder what the difference is. That should be able to fix it. Let's see. NPX ShadeCN at. Oh, there's no UI. You see that? The dash UI? That's the problem. Oh my god, that's crazy. This is why LLMs no longer can do ShadeCN properly. So it's like all these commands, but with there's no UI. Yes. See, all these will work now. I'll post this for you guys. So basically, they changed the CLI. So because of that quick change, commands stopped working. These are the proper commands. I put them in Slack. That will get you ShadeCN to leave you alone.
What does CLI mean again?
A command line interface.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So crazy though. So all these buttons and all these components that are missing are now being created. How cool is that? Automatically too. So if you run these commands, it's going to do the same exact thing. And again, in no in actual particular order, like the start would be like this. That's the first command. And then after that, you can begin to add components. And again, reference the docs, guys. Docs are your buddy throughout this process.
Well, not only that, you can always feed it to AI and it can explain it to you as if you're 5.
And we're going to move our components into that components folder. Oh, it updated it? Sick. VS Code automatically did this for us, which is awesome. If I keep moving it, it's going to keep updating it. Look how cool this is. What? VS Code magic. So cool. I literally forget it does that, and it's amazing.
Is it doing that because it's AI powered or did it always do that?
No, it just always does that. It's so cool. I just forget. It's awesome though. It's one of their latest updates. It did it for like months, I think, like 7 months at this point. So now I'm just going down this list and saying yes. That's fine. See all these cool files that we get now? Look how sick that is. These are all the files we need to build this panel. Okay. So now, look. Ta-da! Just 2 dots and everything is solved. Isn't that crazy? Code is crazy, guys. Now I'll be giving you the exact code as well. So no worries there. But just look at how cool this is. I'm just putting dots. Once everything is like correct, so easy. So who's doing what I'm doing? Or who's like completely lost?
I'm not seeing any hands, hon. So I'm hoping that everybody is on the same page you are and kind of following your
Now,
logic.
what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna grab all these stupid errors that are real, right? And by real, I mean not something that I can fix. So I can fix that one. These are real. I can copy them all in one shot. And I can just literally give it to AI Tutor and be like, fix. And Claude will go ahead and attempt to fix this. And if Claude can't, O1 can.
Ross, can I ask you something? Do you know how much input token DeepSeek takes?
Oh, it's
Is it all
bad.
okay? It's bad?
I
Oh,
remember it being
Oh,
bad.
sorry. Okay, yeah, then I have to switch to Google or something. Okay.
I'm using Claude and O1 right now for this. Whoa, I just tried to put it somewhere crazy. So we got to see, does item to delete exist? Yes, it does. So item, delete, edit. Item, delete, edit movie, edit user. Okay. It wants this to be fixed. Oh, that got rid of like a ton of errors, yo. Define interfaces. So interfaces are like always at the top, right? So if you have code, your interface is going to be like the first thing after all your imports. And that will allow your code to understand more about the types of things that you're doing, like the types of data. And I don't even know if any of this is going to work. We about to see. Because things sometimes don't work and you can't get mad about it. I mean, you can, it just won't help you. So movies and users right here. Change that. Okay. Now we still have like some errors. So we're going to tell it, hey, you didn't fix them all. And then if it really can't do it, I can say, give me the full page fix. Give me the entire code well all fixed. Now I'm not gonna keep doing this with Sonnet. I'm gonna see if I can switch to O1. Now O1 sometimes freaks out, but we'll see. You got this. You got this. Think hard, think hard. It's thinking. So this is the beauty of being able to use like Sonnet for like this kind of stuff and then switching to like this when I'm having these like gut wrenching, annoying errors, you know? That are just like they keep like changing. I keep getting more errors as I do things. So we're just gonna wait. So like they should have hold music. I should add hold music here while it's thinking. So fun. It's really thinking though. So
John, I brought you up. Love, did you have a question, honey? John, did you have a question? You need to unmute, hon.
Apologies. Yeah, I just have been having trouble following. I figure I'll catch up tomorrow morning. I'm kind of lost.
well, are you what are you doing? There's like a few things you could be doing. What part are you up to? Because we
I'm
right
I'm
now.
I'm I'm just following. Sharon said sometimes just to follow, so you pay
Yeah,
attention.
yeah. Like understand, I'm giving all the code, and we're really brainstorming at this point right now. Like we are. So part of the development process, guys, is not just coding. It's what's actually going on, and why is it happening, and what do we need to do. So, like in our case, we can even get like two different responses if we wanted. So we could like let that chat do its thing, and then we could ask O1 to just take a look at this from like outside perspective. And this is not like you don't have to like follow necessarily. Hold on. It's just we're trying to figure out what to do. So like if you want to follow when I put this code in, then I would say save this code and open this file, right? So this file will contain everything from what's in on the screen right now and all the codes in between. So paying attention right now and following is probably really useful to get an understanding of what I'm doing.
So what we can learn, AI, John, is how to work with an LLM to get to your goal when you're coding. And it seems a little bit like we're all over the place, but when Ross switches between models and does this and that and goes to VS Code, those are things that give us a better understanding of how we build, right? So from project to finish, from start to finish. So you don't have to do anything right now actively, just watch, I would say. Is that right, Ross, what I just said?
Yeah, I mean, we're not, unless you're talking to AI and like designing an admin panel, there's not much really to do because right now we're trying to figure out exactly the code that we need. And the benefit of this class is you're actually going to get the code itself also.
So I built it. I'm building alongside you, Ross. But that's probably just because I might be a little bit more advanced.
Yeah,
But
well, when you do these things over
Yeah.
and over again, I mean, you get to a point where you can just close your eyes and do npm run dev.
Ross, Jack is up on the stage and he has his hand up. He would like to talk to you.
Sure.
Hey everybody. Just it's a little challenging to follow along when you are not a seasoned VS Code user or GitHub user. It would be helpful, at least for me, to just take a step back at 10,000 feet and talk about the framework of what this is constructed with. So
Yeah, if you have questions, feel free to ask away.
Well, so I didn't even know what a fork was in GitHub, right? So, the overall structure is a MongoDB,
Yep.
right? Vercel is acting as, I don't know what to call it, an app, essentially.
Well, Vercel is
we
acting
are-
as a host for you.
Okay. So, and then our GitHub repository is acting as just like, is it essentially like DLLs, for example? It's just code that's in the background that it runs on.
Yeah, so Vercel is going to pull this code to make this work, basically.
Okay. And then what you did is essentially you created a new app. It's called Admin Panel that, as Sharon outlined earlier, you've got a program and an app interfacing with a single MongoDB, all running on Next.js.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I understood the framing correctly.
And when you say running on Next.js, what is Next.js's support in this?
They're the language?
Yeah, it's the code language, right? The structure of the
Thank you.
code. Yeah, okay. I think I have all that because it was a little. I know you're going to provide it all at the end, Ross, and I am just trying to
No, you
follow
should
along
ask
because
questions and you should ask these are important questions. Like all I'm doing, man, is I'm basically talking to the AI, having it make an interface.
Yep.
Then I'm telling the
Yep.
interface, okay, can we actually run this? And it's not like a demo, for example. Like in Multibot, a one-page demo is not an app, right? So we have to actually make it an app. And that step is what I'm doing now. And then the next step after it works, hopefully it works, is connect it to the database itself. So then it's going to make sense in a second when you see my screen, but basically then it would work with our database. So like right now, the thing I'm doing is I'm using AI Tutor's developer persona in Plus, and in Ultra you can see the same thing. it's just the UI, and I like this personality for bug testing. So here, I need.
So real quick, I had another question related to that,
Yeah, sure.
which was when I went to developer, I don't have O1 or I don't see it in the list. Do I have to add that somehow?
Where are you? Which app are you in?
Well, I was in premium, right? And I went to I think I was in
Just go
Multibot.
to Multibot beta. That's where I was at. That's where O1 is.
So where do I Multibot beta? Here we go. Okay, that's why.
Mhm.
I was just in Multibot.
And pro tip, you can take developer out of Plus and bring it to Multibot.
Oh, plus use Multibot. Oh,
Yeah, it's just basically
okay.
the persona that I created that's just really good at handling bugs.
Yep.
So like right now,
Gotcha.
it's gonna handle these bugs really quick, so I can get to the point that makes sense for us humans. Is what are we doing? Can I see it, please? Thank you. So like that's what we're gonna get to right now. And once we get to that moment, that's that moment when you guys get code because now it works. And it's gonna look so clean because what we've done with AI Tutor is we were the human in the loop every step of the way. So there's like no way this is not gonna be exactly what I started with in Artifacts. And that is the magic of using AI to code, is that what you started with in Artifacts can actually be where you end, just kind of real this time.
Can you do me a favor? Features of the application?
Yeah, of Multibot. So in Multibot, you could turn it on and it can create
I
code
gotcha.
for you and it could show you what the code looks like.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And that's kind of where I started was I'm like, hey, can you make me a admin panel that looks good that that I could use? But again, when it creates it, it's not usable right out the gate.
Yeah.
It needs something else, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, and I asked Claude to make it demonstrable so I could paste it into a browser so I could see what mine would look. Because at first it did it in text.
Yeah.
it drew out a text version. It was pretty funny, but it was pretty accurate to
Well, with
what it looked like
artifacts
in
now, if
markup.
you try it, you should see a difference where the artifact will actually render it in real life.
Yeah.
So just ask for an artifact and be like, hey, can I have an artifact of an admin panel? It's literally what I did. So in my Multibot a few bots ago, let me see where it is.
Yeah, I remember you doing it. So
And to turn it on, you go to settings and you go to beta, and I'm showing it on stream. You toggle on artifacts. And then you can just start asking for artifacts, and it works. All right, you ready for the big reveal? Do we have like drums
okay.
and spaces? Do you have a drum roll, Cash Money?
I got you, Ross.
Do it. It's worth it. I hope. I haven't seen it yet, so it could be not worth it, but we're gonna hope. All right, and
That was amazing.
all right. So localhost 3006 is online. What's it look like? Oh, exactly where we started, but working. Here's the ad user UI, and here's the movie UI, powered by the wonderful Next.js 15 and Shadesand. Both open source and free to use. Don't you love that?
But
That's
now I
crazy.
have a question, Ross. So
What's up?
so how do we, so when we upload a video, is it then just via URL or what? I'm
Yeah,
missing
so
that part.
basically, you're going to be able to put a URL here. We're going to have to add that.
Okay, so a URL, and then for image, it'll just be PNG or JPEG, right?
Yeah, we're going to say, so we're going to make that change now. That's like the next change.
Just wanted to know that I missed that part. I just wanted to know that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you're good. So we're going to use
So how-
4.0 because now we're like
would
good.
you-
So now it
question.
works. And we're going to use 4.0 to fix one other problem. If anyone has any questions, let me know, but we're just going to fix add input URL for image and input URL for video when adding a video. Give me entire code now.
Okay, while that's doing that, how would you add another genre?
You add it here in the there's a list.
So in the code,
Yeah.
not in
So
the panel?
yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys my code in a second, and you'll be able to see. It's rough around the edges, but it gets you here. I just gotta fix this one red, and then we should be good to go. Basically, this is what we want. Like we're in a place, but this is what we want. Let's see. Nick is here. Nick, are you impressed a little bit? Yeah. Look, what do you think? This is where we're at. Is this not so cool without cursing?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Like this is gorgeous, guys.
It's like a mini CRM.
You know, that's actually really right, Alisher. A mini CRM.
No,
Yeah.
that's Nick. Alisher's not here. Nick is
Oh,
here.
geez. I didn't hear him right. Well, yes, the Nick. I'm
Nick,
sorry.
say hi, so she knows.
Hey, Sarah.
There you go.
Hey, honey. I think you're right, though. A CRM is a great way to think about it.
So this looks really good, but we're kind of missing the thing that we need when adding a movie. So let's see what this did. Where did it add? So okay. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, so it's adding it in now. So now we're gonna add it in, and then basically this route is gonna go to Mongo. So when we construct our EMV, which we're gonna do right now, it would look something like this. And again, you're gonna have this whole project, guys, so you don't have to like worry. You're gonna be able to like do this stuff as well. But I'm just going to show you like the raw power of like this is what I do. So like there's really no like fancy cheat way. Like you're not gonna open Devin and be like build me an admin panel with Mongo. That's just not real. You could if you want to waste your money. That's fine. Have fun. But in reality, this is how you code properly with LLMs. We do this all the time, and so it allows us to basically iterate quickly, which is what we're doing now.
Hey, while you're doing stuff, I just want to say to Sharon, this version of the magazine that came really is a step up. It's
Right?
beautiful.
That's what I said. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
agreed. It's a good read too.
Well, I hope you guys are going to be happy. The next one is going to be even, from my perspective, even better. But this is wonderful because I'm getting feedback from you guys, and that just helps me, make it better. That's why I'm very thankful that you guys subscribe, because it's helping me to just improve, because I'm doing it for you guys, right? This is not, there's zero profit, to be honest, but it doesn't matter because this is not why I'm doing this. I personally believe that we all need to understand this is the future, and the better we're prepared, then everybody can benefit. The more people that are involved with AI, the faster we'll get to where we want to go, and the better it will benefit all society. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does to me, because I've been trying to convince an entire team of an engineering company to use AI, and they're apathetic, which is, I talk to Ross about this all the time. It's crazy. I'm in the robotics field, right? So we build custom robotic automation machinery for some of the largest medical device manufacturers in the world. And we have an engineering team that, like, when I mention AI, they're just, just apathetic. It's crazy.
Apathetic. They need to know that apathetic is dangerous.
Oh, I tell them.
Cautiously cautiously optimistic would be a better thing for them. I understand there are security concerns, but because that's my next big thing I want to do. If I do go back to work or go back into, so like I said, I'm disabled now, but if I do go back to work at some point, one of the things I want to do is use AI for in-house. Let small businesses do it in-house, and the reason I say small businesses because the large businesses, of course, freak out completely if when you start talking about security concerns. But I tell you, they really need to know they're barking up the wrong tree if they're being apathetic about it.
Yeah, small wins. So I've been working with the girl in marketing, and she's generated some really great stuff, utilizing AI, and our content's improved dramatically. So that's it's starting to show. The director of marketing is taking notice. So now the CEO is aware of it. I showed her the magazine, the director of marketing. She was like, wow, that's a beautiful magazine. So sharing a little more feedback. She's an industry professional, has been she's a director, worked for Fortune 50 companies. Yeah, so it's an uphill battle. It's interesting. So that's part of why I'm a part of this, is because paying it forward to the students. If my generation doesn't get it, the next generation certainly has to.
That's awesome that you would mention that, Jack. I just think it's very cool. And I do think all of us have I don't want to say a duty or obligation, but a duty and an obligation to pay it forward. There are a lot of folks that are going to be caught off guard, and they don't know what's coming down the pipeline. By and large, X seems to be the platform where most people are getting their information in terms of breaking news when it comes to AI in general. But still, once again, I mean, I think the numbers are a little different now, but when you think of the fact that there are 10 to 15, 20 million at the most using ChatGPT even, and think of the population of the world, right? You know, you have a first mover advantage just by being in this space. And that first mover advantage is going to afford you the opportunities of a lifetime. It really is. When it comes to emerging technologies, those who have it first tend to be able to profit exponentially to magnitudes of 10x or 100x, and it's been that way forever. So but I do think that there is definitely something to be said. And each of you are upskilling. You are hacking your own education. And that mindset, it may or may not have been taught to you when you were younger, right? But now that you have that freedom and the liberty, right, to hack your own education and determine your pathway forward, I hope that you are going to transfer your skills and equip and enable and inspire others to do the same, to follow that path, and, to give yourself permission to learn in untraditional ways, because the world needs more unconventional doers, unconventional thinkers, unconventional makers, more than you could possibly know. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just waiting for O1 to finish his thoughts, quite literally.
That's pretty funny. The other thing too is, for those of you that are taking this class, something that I wish I would have done back in season 1 is to actually keep track of the models themselves. I have noticed that I am a creature of habit and I have my favorites, right? But I think having just a chart, if you're keeping a notebook or maybe a Notions doc, of the new models as they come out, so that you yourself know, hey, this one's more language based, or this one is really great at math, or this one's really, really good at coding, because everything, like I said, has their superpower. Your workflow, whatever your niche is going to be different than somebody else. But I can tell you, if you're surrounding yourself with other people who have different skill sets. So for instance, Jack and I, we both build robots. we need different kinds of things. If we're doing like FIRST Robotics, everything's in Java, or Python or whatever. You have a different skill set or a different kind of focus. I actually don't do any of the coding. I just weld bots together after they crash them, right? So there's different skill sets. And when you cross pollinate with other people, they're going to give you little snippets of their workflow, and their workflow, when they share it, it's a gift multiplied. It's like if you're an artist, every single one of us start with the primary colors. Every one of us. We all have red, we all have yellow, we have blue, black, and white, right? We all start with the same, but when you start moving outward towards those secondary colors, your orange, your purple, and your green, guess what? We all have different mixes, right? And so when you think about all of the different mixes, they all can't be identical. And as you continue to move out in concentric circles to your tertiary colors, etc., you get a bigger palette, you get more colors to play with. And that's exactly what's happening here, is that you're in a sandbox with a lot of unique people. And instead of having the 8 coloring crayon box, you're going home with the 96. And if you're a Gen Xer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That big box of crayons with the little sharpener in the back, you thought you were a god when you came home, right? So it's the same. If you have all the colors in the rainbow, man, you have a superpower. And I hope that you use them. So it's just an analogy maybe to tuck away in the back of your head. But, you do want to expand your color palette. You want to have access to all the cool stuff, right? So, all right, Ross, is it done thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, continue.
it did it. So smart. O1 is really smart. It's like crazy. So now we got to install MongoDB. So that's going to be interesting. So let me go back to my old code where I did this already. Okay, so I think it's just npm install MongoDB. Totally easy. Please be easy. Please be easy. Yay, easy. And then this goes away. Yep, it goes away. Perfect. So this actually does list the users in my, okay. Let's see if this works. Imagine, that would be nuts. Just saying, nuts. Now, the schema, if you guys head over to Netflix, go to Netflix Project, look at schema. This is how you tell your AI what's in your database. Look how cool this is. So if you want to tell your AI, like I'm doing, what's in my database, just go to schema and copy the entire thing. Now I moved it, but I'll bring it back and just have some like private data real quick. Come back. Okay. Now I'm gonna attempt to make this work. I don't know if it will. We will see. And again, I'll send you guys all the code. Okay. And then it said make database URL, the env file. I'm just listening to Multibot right now. Okay, that's done. Now we can come back. Now the question is, how do we make this page listed? How to fill real users on this page. So now it has this page that has fake users. We need to graduate, and this needs to be real. So John Smith should be Ross Cohen, at least. Like I'm in there, so it should show me. So we're gonna see. It's thinking. So the only dumb thing about this right now is the thinking. The thinking's crazy. But, sometimes it needs to think. And it does. But I'd get frustrated and I would not use it. But then Sharon's like, it's really good. I use it on AI Tutor a lot, and it's good at like some stuff and planning. So I began to use it. And it's so far solved some of the hardest problems for me. Not even gonna lie. Yesterday's problem was rough. The creating the Sarah video, because I had to build the software to do that. And that was all new. It was Python, and I'm like not the best Python person. And it was
But it's the year of the snake.
I know, and it
Snakes
worked
in
though.
Java.
It worked.
Coffee and snakes. And you did awesome, by the way. So I interrupted your thought.
Hey,
Continue.
I created that empty file and I made it the same name as my file that had the EVN, and now the EVN's gone. So I got to redo everything.
Well, this is a blank file. Like you're gonna get in a minute. You guys are all gonna get a file. So give me 5 minutes, and I'm gonna give you something.
My EVN, all that information's gone.
Well, there's nothing there. It's new.
Oh, okay. So it's going to pull it up from, it's on GitHub. then.
Yeah, we're not there yet. You'll see.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just explaining to the AI right now what my code is.
So guys, is it just me, or all I see on the screen is the little thing circling around and around, and it's all kind of grayed out in the background? Is that okay?
No,
or-
you should see.
I can't
You
really.
should see.
Try to refresh on.
Okay, so let's answer a question. Aunt A, why aren't you using Cursor Windsurf? So I've tried them. I don't love them, and I have unlimited context using AI Tutor. So I wouldn't want to pay to like have things like not work or potentially even work because it's a lot of money. Paying for every single call is really expensive. So I'm using AI Tutor and parsing all the code. Plus, it's more controlled environment, and I like that. Also, I'm an engineer, so I'm not like coming at this where it's like I've never coded before. I do appreciate the separation between like VS Code and my chat because it helps me formulate ideas. It's like I'm actually having a person, which I know is not real, but it's my flow and it works for me. But if you like Cursor, more power to you.
Can I add something from a beginner's point of view?
Go for it.
So first of all, if you guys are beginning, you guys are going to be passing a lot of tokens. And like Ross said, you're going to pay extra. So you pay $20, but you only get about 200 credits or so. And if you are coding a project like this and you're not quite sure what you're doing, you are going to be lost. Now, it's just a bigger learning curve and you will be spending more money. I'm not saying Cursor is not going to work, but for me as a beginner, I'm passing more tokens than Ross is. And you guys just saw how many tokens Ross was passing, even though he is a professional in the field. So it's going to be more expensive for us beginners. And I agree with Ross that having the separation allows you to learn more. You can still learn with Cursor. You're going to learn something, but with the way that we have it set up, you're going to learn it faster and you're going to probably be less frustrated. So there is an example. Alex Finn, I think he is a developer. I think he is a software engineer. I think he was building something.
He's a coder.
He's a coder now.
Yep, he is.
He built his Creator Buddy. He has a fantastic tool. You know how long it took him to build that? 6 months. So he was probably passing a lot of tokens and he's using Cursor. I would just ask him what he paid for Cursor.
Well, I know people that, and this is where I know people that have literally told me, that they have literally spent $400 in Cursor credit. I'm just like, that is just crazy. And the other question he's asking is why not use GitHub Copilot or VS Code, which is free? I mean, they both have limits, right? So VS Code and GitHub Copilot will not let you endlessly chat with O1 or 3.5 for that matter. But I actually do have GitHub Copilot for free. It's interesting. It's not the same as directly chatting, but it's pretty good. I get it for free as an organization, so it's not bad.
While you're on that subject, Ross, let me ask you a quick question. VS Code. I was reading this week that like DeepSeek is saying that their model for the Olama model, the 32B model, is really good with VS Code. Is that a thing that I could look into, or you think would be worth it instead of using Copilot?
So Copilot for me kind of flopped around a lot and didn't really help. I do have it still to this day. I don't really use it because it messes up a lot more than it helps. But I would definitely try it. and you can see like how good it is or how bad it is.
Appreciate it.
I personally, DeepSeek is good. I haven't really tried it with coding just yet. I do find that O1 is really good at solving the hardest problems, so I might have to try those same problems with DeepSeek. But again, it's new for us. Like we just put it in AI Tutor, but generally, I haven't really put it through its ringer. But I have used Sonnet. It's really good. I have used O1. It's really good. Mistral's okay. And the Gemini 1.5 Pro is slightly better than 2, but I'm sure they're gonna fix that at some point.
Well, I had a talk with Alisha earlier regarding DeepSeek. So the thing is with DeepSeek that you can't pass that many tokens. So if you have big
That's the other
projects,
problem. Yeah,
and you're giving it a lot of code, a whole file with I don't know how many lines of code, it will break because it won't be able to pass, right? So the best way to go about it is really using Gemini, Claude. Yeah, those are just problems that you're going to run into when you really start to code and move files back and forth, right?
it's true.
And that's where you maybe say, well, Cursor won't do that because you have it all in that one thing, but you still have to keep those tokens in. I was in this developer space with pieces or so, and someone said he had a bill of $2,000.
Yeah, no, that's real. I know
That's
someone
real.
yesterday who told
Yeah.
me their bill with Cursor was $950 for the month, but they got it done. So it was like, but I'm like, wow, that's intense.
Hey, Ross.
What's up?
I don't want to. I don't want to divert the class, so I could do it tomorrow morning. But
What's going on?
well, I didn't have my computer in the beginning, and I did get that error of that the site's not secure. So I haven't uploaded all my videos yet, anyway. So I think
That's fine.
I thought
Yeah,
I heard you
it's not a
say.
game break. It's not it's not gonna ruin everything. It's just letting you know.
So is it the original sample videos that we used in the beginning that are the problem?
Yes,
Gotcha. Okay. So when I upload my own, that should go away
correct.
in theory.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So
'Cause
now
I'm in the
this,
process of making a whole bunch of videos. So
yeah, no, that's perfect. So I'm gonna give it a quick example because there's no real like docs for what we're doing because we're doing it manually. And it does work on my other project, so it has to work for this project. So right now we are hitting users. You guys see my screen? So this, I don't know if I can zoom in on this. Maybe. No, Jesus. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you see this screen right here? So what we're making sure is our code is doing this, users. So we load up admin, and then we're hitting users, and we're not getting a response that we want, which is fine. Because that's what we're gonna fix now.
You know what's awesome? I mean, look how fast you went from idea, you built from scratch
Oh, I
to
know.
running application. Now he did that now in what? In an hour? An
Yeah.
hour and a half? You know, and talking about speeding up the process with Cursor, I mean, look how fast you can build with the traditional AI way. Traditional sounds so stupid, but you know, that's I built an application and it took me not too long. It took me maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 hours to get to where I am now with that traditional way. And I used the AI console and I use it for certain parts, but building the whole project, I tried it and it took me longer to get to my goal. I was debugging at the end. I was debugging so hard and I was really frustrated. So I would just recommend that you guys try all of these tools that are out there because I think you can try them all for free and just see how it works for you. And then you can make the decision what you like better.
True.
So
Yeah.
did it create the little icons or
Yeah, it
two?
did
Or
everything. Isn't that cool? Shade Cien. Shadescan is going to handle all of this for you. And tutor's thinking, okay. Ooh, it's getting questioning. So yes to URL. Yes, it's called users. I want to populate into fine. Obviously. Should fetch all documents. Fetch all users. Okay, cool. So it basically knows what I gave it. I just copied it from Mongo. You can literally go to your Mongo and copy the users right here. That's all I did. Nothing crazy. I'm just taking the steps that I know to take to fix stuff. Ooh. Okay. It's giving me an example. I don't need that. I have real code.
Hey, if you guys don't mind, I got a question for Sarah, real quick.
Fire away, friend. I don't know if I have an answer, but I'll make up a good one.
Well, it's more about your domain. So, you mentioned robotics and that you do some robotics. I assume that's for students.
Yeah, I'm just a volunteer with First
No,
Robotics. Yep.
with who?
It's not my chosen discipline in life. It's just, as I'm a part of the arts and crafts industry and Make Magazine and Maker Faire. So I live at the
Oh.
intersection of those two things, and where technology kind of blends into the maker movement. And I have been volunteering with First Robotics for almost 22 years. So the teams that I kind of gravitate towards are here in Michigan, the teams that struggle. So we've got the Flint team and the Detroit team. But up at Kettering, we have a pit that has, I think, 12 or 13 teams now. But it's a big, giant maker space. So you'll run the machine or shop or whatever, or help with their business plans, because obviously First Robotics, all of our kids have to know how to do their business plans and how to present themselves and their robot to the judges. And so I play many different roles, but basically I let them crash them after they pilot them, and then I help weld the frames back together. So yeah, that's about what I
That's
do.
very cool. We do the same at our company. We partner with some of the local maker spaces, and there's a couple STEM programs here in Florida. And we use our manufacturing space to allow them to do some of the competitions. So the students come in and build the robots in house, and we have a very large machine shop with 3D printers and everything. And we essentially assist them in their competition. Our team that we sponsored was 23rd, but the kids had a blast and learned a lot. And yeah, I think it's good stuff.
Well, it's important, maker spaces in general, just like what we're doing here. This is a digital maker space. We're sharing our time, our tools, our ideas, cross-pollinating. But, like Ross has set up, you think about where you position yourself in life. If you're surrounded yourself with other people that are doers and makers, you tend to have that mindset, right? And we have a lot of companies that do the same thing, where they offer their floor space, as long as liabilities don't get in the way. But it is a very interesting thing, because it streamlines and shows that pathway. When you have a young kid who's never had any of his family or their family go to school for higher education, or even graduate from high school, these are the same kids that Ross and their crew are working with. The minute that they step foot on campus and they feel like they belong, then that sets the trajectory for the rest of their lives. So that's why having these maker spaces on campuses are so important, because these young kids, when we capture their attention in like elementary school or middle school, that's where they go. And it's the same here, folks. You know what? You're in a digital makerspace. Tech in Schools is giving you some really cool stuff in your digital backpack. And you're coming to school and you're cross pollinating and you're meeting people who are in the trenches, people like Sharon, people like Rutro, are learning a skill set and then they're transferring it to somebody else. It's pretty cool. Go ahead. I don't know who has their mic on. I think it was
Oh,
probably
it's just me. I
Ross.
forgot because I'm coding. I'm just reformatting.
Well, it's okay if I'm filling in dead air while everything is working, but it is one of those things that you marinate on. What are you good at? I build maker spaces. That's what I'm good at. And I've had the privilege of building maker spaces all over the world. And my kids never went to brick and mortar. They learned online, and then they learned at the hemlines of incredible minds and maker spaces all over the world. And it's funny because the laws did not allow us to do that when they were young, and they've changed. And so, as this kind of format becomes more acceptable, each and every one of you are doing the same thing. You're hacking your own education in a very untraditional format. And if you can mod and, piece together and cobble together, your pocket family, biology gives you one family. We get to cobble together through our interactions and experiences our pocket family. And that is how I think society in general moves forward. And it's really cool too, because there's something to be said about celebrating people's wins. Sharon just a few minutes ago, she's like, oh, this is so cool. I love that. I might not be able to get to that point where she's at yet because I'm, dinking around on something else. But it's one of those things that you say, oh my gosh, it's possible. When a little kid says, oh my gosh, this is possible, our entire timeline as a civilization changes. It's freaking cool is what it is. Magda, did you have any questions, Honey Bear?
Yeah, I was wondering, I noticed the little tiny things that you're doing, Ross. Are there ways that we can get Anthropic to not make those mistakes as it goes along?
So it depends on like what you're talking to. So for me, this was OpenAI. I switched right now to Anthropic, but being in developer mode, is definitely helpful. And you're gonna always find issues because like that's coding.
I think I'm gonna have a nightmare from that little keyboard guy banging on the keyboard, the guy banging on the keyboard.
Oh, you can turn him off now.
That's the best part of AI
I
Tutor.
know,
Is that
right?
dude?
Look, I turned him off. This is what it looks like when you turn him off.
It's like that little Clippy guy, back in the day.
The paperclip, the Microsoft paperclip dude.
Annoying as all get out.
Oh God, yeah.
There should be like add your own. Like upload your own GIF.
Oh, imagine.
Well, hey, real quick before I forget too, for Sarah, Cash, Ross in particular, I'm actually going to be in Tallahassee lobbying legislatures to put money forth for some of these programs. So my DMs are open. If any of you have any thoughts or ideas based on your experience, I'd certainly be honored to have some thoughts around supporting students in these types of programs. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you
really
have some,
important, man. It
yeah,
is so important.
well, I mean, Ross, as you know, is one of the reasons I got the Ultra, right? Was just paying it forward. So, I have an opportunity here to meet with, the whole legislature on manufacturing. And, we were able to get over $8 million awarded a couple years ago under the premise of, providing manufacturing companies the ability to hire students, and fund programs for interns because SMBs can't typically afford it. And so the state chipped in and helped out to help companies, with grant programs and monies to afford to bring students in and train them on robotics. So being able to show them these tools and utilize AI along with, what they're doing. For example, programming JSON, and all the robots, whether it's Fanuc, whether it's an Epson, they all rely on that back end. Using tools like AI Tutor, they could easily develop advanced programs for robots in real time and then see it actually happen. So just wanted to throw it out there. My DMs are open if you guys have any thoughts. I'm actually going to be up there in a week, and it might help me do more advocacy on behalf of students. So just throwing it out there.
Well, it's very kind of you, love. Very, very kind. Magna, your hand is up, my friend.
Yes, Ross, what are you doing with the arrows you're drawing there?
So arrows are good because they indicate what's important in the image. So for me, I'm indicating the name of something and where the collection is.
That was interesting.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is why if you code using AI with an engineer, it's actually a lot of fun because you learn a lot about sort of coding and chatting with AI.
Can we have a day along Ross?
Right? Just want to have like a
Yes.
rough day. So now you can see that there's movies. So Claude and O1 together are helping me solve my problem, but they're not solved by one. It's togetherness that's solving my problem. And you're gonna see the benefit of like together in a second. Is it even called movie? Yeah, it is. Damn. They're smart. These AIs are smart, man. They know. They know what's up. So it wants me to do all of this. Ooh, this is getting interesting now. Imagine AI Tutor just makes this work like immediately. That'd be crazy right now. I would honestly freak out a little bit. So handle delete user. Let's see where this is. Does it even exist? No, it doesn't. Let's see. Give me my code in full. I'm confused. I'm mad. Make me happy. Please, bro. You got this. Wait, no. That's not gonna work. That's just me being stupid. Hold on. Let me just not be stupid. 1 second. Set delete dialog. It's here. Set delete. Yeah, right here. Type false. Right here. No. So it wants me to delete everything from here. But without that. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. That looks good. See where the one error is. Okay. So this is going to be the final stretch. I'm telling him I'm confused. So please hook it up and give me what I need. I normally don't even say please, so I'll consider this a win for Claude right now. He's lucky he got it. He got the P word out of me. Very rare. Very, very, very rare. Now, what's cool, guys, is it's like an ad. This would be like maybe $1,000. Someone would charge you to do this, which is really cool. Okay. And I'm telling it I want to paste it into GitHub and no placeholders. By telling it I'm pasting it to GitHub, which means like he better give me all the code or it's gonna break. He knows that. See? He knows that if I say paste to GitHub or paste to server, it needs the entirety. What's crazy, guys, is I'm pretty sure, not 100% because no one can be, but I'm like pretty sure this is gonna work. Like I feel it. Like I've been through two different AIs solving this problem right now, and it seems like it's gonna work. And this is really what AI is really useful for, honestly. I find it extremely useful to create these sort of simple niche use cases for like data. So like right now, we want the goal, what we set out to do today was to create an admin panel that we can manipulate and add data into Mongo, right? And so in order to do that, we need to make direct connection to Mongo and we need a Next.js front end to handle those calls. Now, this is normally a quite difficult thing to do when doing it from scratch, but I have figured out how to do it a little bit easier since I had to do this already one time. And because I did it once and it worked, we're using exactly what I did to get to the same solution. Now, I'm sure now the next step would be optimize. So like after it works, would be optimize it. Because I think it's like 800 lines of code at this point. Let's see. And 800 lines of code. 795. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. Is we're gonna boot it up for the first time and see what's happening here. Are you guys ready? All right, I'm taking votes. So, happy face, AI did its magic and we worked hard today and it worked. Sad face, you think we still got more work to do. Ready? Go. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think.
The happy face is all of us laughing ourselves hysterically, right?
Well, we're gonna see, right? Because there's only one way to find out, and it is npm run dev. There's no other way, right? npm run dev is your key to the universe. All right, it says it's working. It just opened up a web browser, and it says Next.js. Welcome to Next. Okay, so this is good. What this means is when someone goes to your website, right? They actually can't go to the admin panel because it doesn't exist yet. But if you do /admin, it's going to reroute you to what we've been working on. Check this out. And what does that look like? Because that looks like real data to me, people. That looks like my 4 movies. And I could edit my movie with my URL. Oh my God. Look how cool this is. I could put URL here. Yeah.
Just wow.
And then we're going to go to users. Are you ready? Cross those fingers. 1, 2, 3. Here it is. All the users. All of them. And I could edit them.
That's crazy.
There's no role and no status because that like doesn't exist yet. But yo, I can literally delete a user. Look, he's gone for real. Look, user deleted successfully in Mongo. We could test it. Look, so users. We're gonna go to user. So test user 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? Let's use the search. 1, 2. Oh, we can't use search. Okay, so now we gotta fix that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where is it? Right here. You see him? Test user right here, guys. Delete. Now, just so you see, it's this one right here. So if we go back here, that's gone. Delete. It's gonna be gone. Look. Yeah, it's not here anymore. It's gone. That's crazy, y'all. It works. So this is now a functioning admin panel for your platform, actually. It's designed to work directly with what you created. and it only needs one env. Who wants to try it? Now is the part where you do something. Are you guys ready? Now we're going to do something. Now you're going to deploy this locally. So I'm going to put it on GitHub. You're going to go fork it and hit like install with GitHub Desktop. And you're going to put your database URL and you're going to just run it. It's going to work. Hold on. This is going to take all of 5 seconds. And now you get to have the benefits of all of my hard work right now. How cool is that? So cool. And this will really work, guys. And it's not just this. This is a universal solution. So anytime you're using Mongo, this will work. Is that not so cool? I just find it fascinating, guys, that you can have these reusable things. Anytime you use Mongo, this could manage anything, whether it's movies, users, payments, whatever. It's so cool. What do you guys think? Harder than you thought? Was it crazy?
It's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool to watch how to actually use,
I know
how to
no
actually
one
create
shows it.
a whole thing. No, like I played around with trying to, just simple stuff, but to actually see code developed using AI Tutor, that's pretty cool.
Isn't it cool? And I think it's not just AI Tutor. I think seeing it in real life in any capacity is also cool. Because a lot of people,
Yeah, just
you hear it, but you don't see it. You hear it, though. People tell you they do it.
yeah, exactly. The debug part of it, right? Being a programmer, that's where most of the work is.
It's true. So I just
Hey Ross, I got a
really
question.
quick, and then you can ask your question. I sent the GitHub. So what you would do is you would just go to the GitHub, open in GitHub Desktop, make an env folder called, and put not env folder, make it env.env, and then put only one thing, database underscore URL, and then your Mongo database from your Netflix. It can be the same thing. npm run, npm install, npm run dev, and you have an admin panel. Literally 5 seconds. While you guys do that, and you can ask any questions.
I'm trying to remember, I had two questions. I wanted the latest one. But I can't think of it. But I'll ask you the first one. You were going through, as you work through and we're watching you, and you're bouncing from language model to language model. I'm presuming either collaborative experience and or self-experience, you determine which ones, because you talk about, well, Claude's better for
Yeah,
this.
like I find
Claude
Claude
better
is
for
good
that.
at like direct coding, like when you have a code issue that you need to solve. But O1 is better at telling Claude what to do. So for me,
Okay.
O1 was able to figure out how to connect to Mongo, but it couldn't figure out how to like connect it in the way that I needed it in the database UI. I mean, in the table, it would just like connect, but it wouldn't actually like make them seen. Like I didn't see the people. So then Claude fixed that. But O1 told Claude how to connect to the database. So by working together, I get what I want rather than slamming O1 or Claude or anyone in particular.
Another thing with AI Tutor, the way you're working that, is that feature where you can bounce back and forth and it kind of remembers from one to one. Is that the multi? Is that just in Ultra, or is that also in the premium?
So when you're using Multibot, you have that. And if you're using
Is that-
Multibot Ultra, you get more models and just way more features that are not in the regular one.
Okay, so Multibot is available in
It's
premium.
available in Premium and Ultra, starting at the Premium
Yeah,
level
okay.
and in Ultra.
Okay. So I just remembered my second question, which is kind of just as you delivered the package and we all kind of said, wow, that's wonderful and that's magic. One of the things that I wonder about all this, as I look at website development, like you said, there's so much code, and everybody does things a little bit differently. There's so many ways to get it done out there. If we're going to use AI, which is really kind of thrown it all together from, historical and other experiences that have built that. Do you have a final tool that you run things through to just kind of do a once over, do maybe a security check, make sure you don't have
Yep.
any issues or
That's
bugs,
O1.
things
I'll
like
hit
that?
it with O1 right after before I go live. I'll be like, check, make sure this is secure. There's no issues. Can you optimize and refactor the code to be faster, better, that kind of thing. You can always do that.
Okay. Because I presume I know there's websites out there that you can have them, for lack of a better term, certify your website or your code. But I was just curious, you become a business, you don't want to get hacked. You don't want your customer data to get swiped
But the
or
good
messed
thing,
with.
though, outside of that, is like Vercel, which we'll get to next week. They have like a firewall that'll just protect you no matter what, so you're good. Like no matter what.
Okay. Cool.
They use Cloudflare Zero Trust. It's like really great. We use it on AI Tutor and Pixio. So you won't have to worry about that. What you will have to worry about is refactoring to make code easier to work with, more extendable. This code is what I would call in working state, but there's still so much to do, right? There's not even a login. So like anyone can go to this page technically. That's next. We're going to use Clerk to secure that, to secure the admin panel. Or next auth. We'll see. Or maybe I'll have to look into like the ways we can do it. But basically, we don't really need to have real auth. We just need a password so no one can get in except us. But this is working. Now I wonder, is it bidirectional? So let's add a movie real quick. We just need. Hold on. One second. I just need to get some links for you to do this. So I need like a short little video. Oh, I have the Sarah video. That's perfect. Where is that?
I think it's even up in the nest.
Oh, I need it like.
I don't know how you need that, but
I
I'm just
I
saying.
need the local version basically.
I wanted to make Sharon laugh. She thinks this is delightful.
Oh, I love that video also, by the way. That is so Sarah. He called me yesterday. He was so excited. He was so excited when he made it. I'm like,
It was funny. He called me last night and he was like, I'm going to do Sharon next. But it was so funny because the kids totally made fun of me this afternoon. They're like, yeah, she's going on a D&D quest, She's giving us a side quest. Yeah.
it's going to be funny. Well, mine's is not going to be as beautiful as yours. I am a little witch, and that's going to, he was going to.
I told him, I said, dude, you got to make her like, Blade Runner badass. I thought that would have been fun. I wanted to see the different styles. It's really cool though. I mean, the amount of work that Ross did, for those of you that are in the listening audience, one of the coolest things about building in public, but B, surrounding yourself with people that are instigators. They're pollinators of awesome. And to have phone calls in the middle of the night from the boys when they're working on something is just so cool. So, I mean, I encourage all of you, if you get a chance to be like a beta tester or, if you're in the tech and schools ecosystem, in the middle of the night, if you're in a Discord channel or whatever, and you get the opportunity to be one of their test dummies, take it. Don't even think twice about it because you end up learning a lot more. You push the envelope a little bit and there's a camaraderie that occurs, and everybody here in class knows that, I lost a bet. That's why I'm wearing a blue wig, and the last of those kids graduate. So I'm off the hook technically, but I don't think anybody would recognize me without the blue wig. So I just leave it. But, a lot of us have offered just to be test dummies, in terms of, if you're trying to figure out your code or trying to figure out a video or whatever else, just don't make it all, it has to be PG, but other than that, it's always fun to be a test dummy.
So really
fun.
quick, sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to do this in real time. So I added Sarah video. You can see it has it right here. Now the real question is, if I go to my Netflix, is that really there? That would be perfect.
I'm on Rosflix. That's freaking delightful.
Seriously. Okay, so I don't know. There we go. So look, Sarah, right here. It works. So the admin panel successfully was able to administer our website completely serverless. How insane is that? So two totally different websites meeting in the middle with a single database connection that connects them both at the hip, like twinsies. You make a change in the admin panel, you make a change on the front end. You delete something in the admin panel, it deletes on the front end. Add a user, it adds a user. Remove a user, remove a user. It's all real, it's all working, and it worked. And this is what we do when we build things. And this is why we do idea to impact. So you can see how to take your idea to impact. And we just did it right together in front of you right now. And of course, you will have this repo tomorrow. So when you come to the recap, this is a great starting point. And even if you were done, like Cyril, this is probably still useful because now you have an admin panel potentially that you can integrate. And so each step of the way, we're gonna make it more refined and make it work more more effectively. So like if you go to by the way, while I'm yapping, did anyone get it to work?
Get what to work?
You can literally go get the repo right now.
Oh, I'm still working on mine. Yeah, okay, I will. I'll do it.
You can go get my repo, put your database URL as an env, it will just work. And if it does, then you can just customize the front end and how it looks. But all the logic, all the code was written by AI plus humans today, and you can see it in Slack. It's a public repo actually, so everyone in the world could actually see it too. Yay, world!
So, Ross, once you fork it, right? It creates a copy. And then go into it and edit the environment file in
No.
that
So
repo.
fork it first, and then once
Yeah.
you're forked,
Yep.
you're gonna click. So can I fork my own repo? Yes, I can. So I'm gonna fork it just like you guys. Oh, I can't. That was dumb. Okay. So you're gonna hit code and open with GitHub Desktop on your fork, and then inside your fork, create .env. Put the same exact thing that you have for Netflix in there. That's the only thing you put. Literally save it, npm install, npm I if you're fancy, and then npm run dev. That's it.
In VS Code.
In VS Code, yeah. You're gonna run it locally. So once it works locally, you can publish it to Vercel. Super easy. But maybe you want to change the name or add some other stuff, which we're gonna do. We're adding password protection, and we're adding like any other thing that we can edit from the database. And we're gonna do like previews of videos. So when you click it, you can see the preview of the video. So I'll have like a view button. Yeah, we're gonna make it fancy, guys. It's gonna be like a real full stack Netflix clone, fully complete with an admin panel to manage data. And another thing to the person who asked why two. Well, let's say AI Tutor has an issue and goes down. Other parts won't go down. So keeping all your eggs in one basket is also not good.
Also security, right? So if
Yeah,
someone.
make it harder to find.
Yeah,
Exactly. So who got it to work? Anyone? Larry's excited for you guys. You hear him
I'm doing
barking?
it right now, NPM install. That's where I'm
npm
at.
install, npm run dev, and you should have a full admin panel connected to your database instead of mine. Yeah, it should just work. And again, everyone who's listening, now we're transitioning to doing. So right at the end of class is where you want to actually do the thing and launch it yourself. The code is free and public right now in Slack. And I am eating Victory gummies right now, Lifesavers candy, because it works, which is awesome. I didn't even expect it to work, honestly. But hey, here we are. Make life easier tomorrow for you guys.
Oh yeah, don't forget to do the ENV, right?
Yeah. .env.local database underscore URL all caps equals the Mongo serve URL from your other project.
Okay, a little bit slow. Do we have to do env.local or what? .env.
Or .env. It doesn't matter. Whichever you want. I'm actually proud of us and the AI today. This is like cool. Like this is what people charge money for monthly, and developers would charge you thousands. Admin panels are the hardest too. But Mongo makes it pretty easy, honestly. Mongo's really great for that. So anyone who was like, why do you love Mongo? Well, look how easy it was to make a database. I mean, admin panel from unstructured databases. Super easy. Now, if this works, you will see an admin panel with your data, not mine. And it really does work, which is cool. So do like emojis, even though I can't see them. Sarah will look. I'm going to go use the bathroom really quick, if it works. I want to know if it all works for you guys.
All right, so I'm not seeing any emojis, but I do know just from the DMs that there are quite a few of you that were in podcast mode, right? Just kind of watching him go through the whole motions. Remembering what he was doing, going back and looking at the video because everything's recorded will help you out. If you have the ability to go ahead and make it work, you're going to go to bed and you're going to say, wow, I accomplished something awesome. And I'm waiting actually to see if Sharon pulls it off or Rutro, because both of them were active in the speaker role. Maybe you too, Jack, if you were following along also. I'm sure Magna has it also. So hopefully we have at least a handful of wins this evening. It is, let's see, about 15 minutes to the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. We don't turn into pumpkins totally, but I anticipate
Yeah,
coming around
today's
the full
goal
circle.
was to
Go
make
ahead.
an admin panel.
Excellent.
It was
So I think
the
we're doing good.
tagline for today would be let's make an admin panel.
Very cool. Magna, go ahead, hun.
Yes, Ross mentioned earlier that he was going to drop a way to go back and rewatch these videos from the previous
Yeah,
classes.
they'll
And
be
I
on
don't
YouTube.
know the way to
They'll
do
be
that
on
yet.
YouTube.
Oh,
So we'll
thank
put them
you.
on YouTube, and if they're not on YouTube tomorrow, let me know, and I can give you
Copy.
the direct link.
Thank you very much.
And definitely get the code, guys. The code will
God.
be public probably for now, but like I would get it now and fork it now.
Couple other things. In addition to getting the code, forking it, making it your own, it's like the cosmic donut. You have to claim it, right? Also, kind of a trick. All of these spaces are recorded on X. However, they can get lost in the shuffle. So bookmark your class spaces. That way it's easier to find them later as if you bookmark them. There is a place called Spaces Dashboard. Andrew's in charge of that over there. And you can kind of household certain things and find things
I meant to tell
easier.
you,
But
I got a
go ahead.
DM from Andrew.
I love
Yeah,
Andrew. He's such a great guy.
your spaces are super cool, and he followed TSI, AI Tutor, Pixio, and AI Mastery.
That does not surprise me. Andrew is one of the smartest people you'll meet too, folks. He just has a brilliant mind. And, these social audio spaces, the way that you listen to them, like if you're watching YouTube, it's a different neurological pathway. You are an actual passive participant. But when you're in social audio like this, it forces your mind to kind of fill in the gaps with the theater of the mind. And it engages a totally different part of your brain. And so, you have this activity that's really, really cool. I highly recommend following as many spaces as you can. And just know, like Friday night, Sharon has hers with Alisher. And there are a number of other people. Look to your left, to your right. I know that AI John has his own space also. You want to support your friends. And I think Andy also has another space. I've seen Whitney a number of times in various spaces. And that means that when you're going into those spaces, you have a friendly, you have pocket family there. So you can feel at ease. Sharon, your hand's up, my friends.
Mine is not starting. I just have the Next.js window. Do I have to put the URL somewhere else? Instead of just an env, or what am I doing wrong?
Wait, what?
So when I start on localhost, I just see the Next.js page. So
Yeah, you got to do /admin.
oh yeah, you're right. Okay, that was
You know
done.
I'm right. Obviously.
There we go. Run to what's going on? What am I? Oh no, it's there, but I got 2 errors.
Might not be real.
Yeah, because it just showed it and then it just jumped back. It's probably not real.
Yeah,
Shall
no,
I
it's
just
probably weird.
stop and, yeah, shall I stop and restart?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, why do I have to do /admin? Because that's what it's running under, right? Because that's what
Yeah,
the,
we're gonna change that later. But basically, what's gonna happen when you get there, you're not gonna be able to go to /admin or do anything. You have to log in. That's what that
okay.
first page is for. And upon login, you'll be rerouted to /admin.
Oh yeah, I remember we had that with our other project too, that bigger thing that we did with PHP. Yeah, okay, I remember.
Similar. So people are saying that it works. So that's really cool. By the way, I know I don't know what time it is by you, Cyril, but if you ever want to come and like tell people like how you're like doing client work and building with this technology, it would inspire people. But if not, it's okay. But I will tell you people, guys, build for other people. Charge them. They will want this stuff. This is the most coveted stuff. Imagine you could say, I could put all your data in a Mongo and build you a nice admin panel. It could do whatever you want. It can make charts, graphs, send emails, whatever. Could do anything.
Yeah, so I just want to say that's why we have this foundational course, Alisher and I, to really get you guys very confident with that, because you guys can make a lot of money with that. If you're good at this one thing, building a Next.js, have a couple of projects that you know how to build, that's when you can really make money. It is what it is. People want this stuff. They need it, especially now in this world. How many people want something that might be AI powered or just a data, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy.
Like Mongo is one of those things where like you don't even need to pay them until you have like a lot of users. So they're a little better than like Superbase and Neon and all these other ones because their cap is so high. Like we've been in production for 2 years on free Mongo. Like they won't even let you pay them until you need to. You can't like preemptively upgrade for anything better than you're already getting for free. So that's why Mongo is a really good choice when building products, because you can build admin panels super easy and there's no scaling issues at all. Like even Neon has like a bandwidth thing, even when you pay. Mongo is a little bit different. Atlas is different. And you can actually apply to the Atlas grant and get, I think, $1,000 for free, for nothing. And then if you do that, most likely you're not even going to use that money because the free tier is too generous.
Ross, can I ask you something? How do these
Oh, I know
companies
what you're about to ask, but I can't answer that. It's crazy. The only thing I can tell you is from when I worked with some of them. I was an intern at some big companies that you guys like use every day, and I can tell you they have a lot of resources, like a lot, and they raise a lot of money, like a lot, so they could do these things. Like Mongo runs a lot of different services. They're huge. Like Mongo has been around for before I've even written my first line of code. They've been doing databases. It was called Mongoose before. Now it's Mongo. It's better.
So mine is not working. I don't know what's, and even VS Code, I would just wonder, probably is side projects that they just do. They're making money a complete different way. So mine is not working. It says can't resolve MongoDB. Is my URL dumb?
So you got to make sure the URL, it says database underscore URL in your env, and do .env.local, not regular .env, just in case.
Okay.
And your database should be the exact thing you have live in Vercel right now.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
And it
well,
should work.
I'll check that. I'll do dot local, I'll do that.
But I do have reports of people saying it's working. So if that's one of you,
It's there, but it just jumps, it's super strange. It jumps back and forth. I can.
yeah,
see it.
Julie, yours is right, Julie. It works. So like
I have the same error.
you have the same
And-
error. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh. But I'm gonna try renaming is it .env?
Yeah,
.local?
make sure you have that dot, and you know it's good because there'll be a $sign in front of it.
And then we have to rerun the npm run dev.
Yeah, so once you save your env.local, it should be npm run dev, but it won't
Yep.
work unless you do npm install.
I did, but before I renamed it .local, do I need to do it again?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
so there is a small issue. Masha's here. Anyone with the issue, try npm I MongoDB. That is a good
Wait,
catch.
npm.
Yeah,
I?
Masha, you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
Yeah,
NPM.
I'm here. I had that issue before, and I remembered that you said that we
Yep.
have to import MongoDB, and I tried it and it worked.
Yep, and that's
Okay,
because
so it's
I have to add it to package.json. I haven't done that. I rushed to get it to you guys and forgot that last step. And I'm so excited that Masha caught that after like all the stuff she's been doing. That's
NPM,
awesome.
say it again. NPM, what was it, Masha?
npm I and then MongoDB.
Mongo, oh, because that's probably it. Mongo.
MI, then Mongo.
See,
DB.
that's why it's good to have like collaborative sessions, many eyes.
I was thinking.
It should install Mongo, then it'll be allowed to.
Added. Yeah, it said it added 12 packages.
Masha, you rock.
Yep, and then you should be able to run dev and it'll work.
Okay. NPM. So no install then?
Well, you just installed it, right? You could just do it again.
I had.
npm install.
Yeah, why not? Right? Can't hurt. Doing that. Up to date. It says it's up to date. Okay. So npm run dev, right? Admin, blah, 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 blah. Ready in 1,983 milliseconds. And then it's just sitting there. That's weird. Shit. How do you know it completed?
That is always the question of the day.
It said
Yes.
I got a check mark starting and then check mark ready in 2 seconds and then nothing. It's just the cursor's just sitting there.
So did it work for people that installed it that way or no?
Ross, Jack is asking you a question on
I couldn't hear him. Say it again, please.
how do you know when it works? What is the
You go to
magic
/admin.
Yeah. Yeah. What I meant is in Node.js, when I did the run dev, I got a check mark says starting, check mark ready in 1.9 milliseconds, and then it just a cursor, and it's like seems to be frozen.
Try in your command line. Try using. Are you on Mac? If
No.
you're not on Mac, do git bash and do npm run dev.
Git bash?
Yeah. So there's like a little plus. Just a little
Yep.
arrow next to it. Yeah, and also
Yep.
guys, make sure, and this is like a funny thing, that you're in the right seat. Like, so I have to make sure I'm in the right thing, which I am. So Git Bash is on the screen. If you look at the live stream, it's right here, a little plus. You can choose which Git you use. I like Git Bash for this. So
Well, I don't have all those.
do you have any?
Yeah, I got PowerShell and command prompt.
No Git? That's weird.
Yeah, no, I don't have Git. I don't have.
Try PowerShell.
Well, you told me not to last time.
I know. Just try it.
Okay, npm run dev.
Yeah.
Starting, ready. It's really weird. Same thing, just hangs. Now, in that environment local file, is it the entire environment that we had before, or just the database URL?
Literally everything that says database underscore URL equals everything after that needs to be there.
I want to double check my, my URL in Mongo. Where do I find that again? Where do I go? Cluster and then,
You go to the cluster
yeah,
and then you go to connect. And then you go to MongoDB for VS Code and you see it.
wait a minute. So cluster, wait a minute, let me go on my organization. Clusters and then connect, okay. Connect.
Ooh, what does that mean?
So and then.
Packages or
Oh, sorry.
sorry, Sharon. No, you go ahead, Sharon. Sorry.
No, I don't have anything, I'm good.
Did it work?
What are packages looking for funding?
That's what happens when you want money. No. It's something's going on with your node. I would say close down VS Code entirely and open it back up.
Okay.
That's like a VS Code thing.
Yeah, I'm getting weird messages.
Uniquely, if you were to go to Vercel, right, and you just like start a new project, use this GitHub, put that env, it'll work.
Let's put this down properly.
My URL looks so strange, is that correct? Run your connection string in your command, no, this is not it. Copy, download URL, This is not my URL, where do I find
Oh,
this?
Is it working?
You've got people with all sorts of question marks on their heads because they do not know what they're looking at. You just see all the question marks. You hear it in their voices. If you wanted to share your screen, folks, that probably might be a smart
Yeah, you
idea.
can come and join, and also I'm updating the repo to fix the Mongo issue. So if you try pulling it again, it's fixed. That was just a dumb thing that I did.
oh darn it. I had an error message when I relaunched the
I would say, dude, just come to the live stream. Like I invited
yeah,
all
I'm
of
gonna.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
Sharon,
enough.
show me your problem. Let's go.
I just want to know where the link is, I'm kind of, I
I'm
can't.
showing you on stream.
Oh, wait a minute, then let me look. Okay, I wasn't paying attention because I am 50,000 tabs.
Pay
So
attention.
we're streaming.
Where is the
Okay.
stream?
Okay, and where? Connect.
Wait, what?
Go back one on that Mongo thing. Where did you, yeah, I clicked on connect. I did that. Yes. That's, mine looks different. Why does mine look so strange? Connect to your MongoDB deployment. Let me see.
Stop asking weird questions and just join the live stream.
No, wait a minute.
I can't really help you unless you join the stream so I can see what you're saying. You're saying it's weird.
I'm in the wrong thing, that's why.
You're
No.
weird. Join the live stream.
Ross, let us know when you've pushed that
I did.
again. Because mine works, except I've got a DB error. Fetch
his hand up, just so you know.
So real quick, before we
Ye-
jump off this topic,
Oh.
I'll stop sharing. Okay. So that gives me an idea. So Sharon, basically what I need to do is turn off safety mode. Is that what it's called?
No, for you, you just need to tell your code. You need to put in the real desktop. That's one easy way.
Yeah,
But
just
I
you're
don't have
putting it
one.
on the.
So it turns out, right, that I don't have one. So remember way back when you were like, don't use OneDrive. I didn't put it in a OneDrive desktop. That is my actual desktop.
Oh,
So
just
it
turn
did
off
that to
syncing.
my.
So turn off syncing on OneDrive. Say like, I don't want you. Go away.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Before
So
we
I'll
go
investigate
back,
that to get that shut off
Yeah.
because I don't need it. I don't need everything backed up. I'm good. I have an external drive and a whole RAID array, and I don't need
Oh,
this.
no. That's not what safety mode is. Safety mode is training wheels the whole entire way. It's not even about backing everything else up. That's complete. That's a lie.
What
Safety mode
the?
is, hey, when you have it in S mode, it will not even let you fork things from GitHub. It's horrible. There's no love in it at all. But you do have to go through and turn it off, and then sometimes you're going to have to revisit it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's terrible. And a lot of times it will open you up to other viruses and other things. You have to make sure that you have a secure ecosystem, whatnot. But yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's kind of the way I used to have it set up back in the day before I got this new Dell. So, I had a separate antivirus package and all that. And, I knew how to
Yeah.
whitelist things and all that stuff with it. So, okay.
If you have
Okay.
my AI tutor, you can actually ask it and it'll
Yeah.
go through the whole entire thing and then ask it afterwards too, what are the consequences? It's very fascinating, but it'll take you all afternoon and you will hate your computer for a good week. I will tell you that.
Well, this is my developer computer. I bought it strictly for development. It's got multiple GPUs built into it, so I'm okay if I even break it. You know what I mean?
That's cool. I mean, that's
So,
what you should be doing anyway when you're playing around and dabbling in the dark arts of AI. One, good fences make good neighbors. So don't do your finances, don't do any of
yeah,
your other stuff
right.
on there. Have it designated. Magna, you have your hand up, my friend.
Thank
What do
you.
you need, friend? Oh, no
Yeah,
problem,
just
Jack.
a quick question. I have a VS Code window open with my original project, my ITT Project 01, which is it's called. And then I've got this new one with admin Mongo streaming, which is the new one. But what's going on? You mentioned something about the env file. What do I need to do different? That's because it built just fine. I did the npm install, and then I did the npm run dev, and it went through just fine without any issues. But I'm trying to now hit the admin page. What do I need to do to see that in action?
is Ross alive?
I think so.
No, I'm here. I'm
Ross,
good.
did you hear Magna?
No, can you?
New one under admin Mongo streaming, which is the name of this project. I did the npm install, went fine. Did the npm run dev, that went fine. Now I want to see the actual admin page. What do I
So
need
you
to do
you
from
click the local